So we were discussing inheritance, right? Inheritance is the process of acquiring properties of one class to another class. Okay, the superclass properties are acquired by child class. We also call the superclass as parent class. Sorry, when you call it superclass, this should be subclass. Okay, we also call the superclass as parent class, subclass as child class, and also base class. Superclass can be called as base class, and this can be called as derived class. Okay, so this will be a parent or base class. This will be child or derived class, right? Why do we use an inheritance? The usage of inheritance is for reusability. Reusability of code. Okay, I have a class. So let me take a class. Assume this is a class, some A. Now we have some properties here. Assume some 100,000 functions. Okay, 1000 methods are there. All these methods are needed by some more classes. So instead of writing them again, instead of defining them again, you can simply extend this class. Okay. So now what is going to happen? Suppose in class B also you need to define some methods which are common from class A. Okay. Class B needs to define some methods which are common in class A also. So instead of redefining or instead of defining in B again, you can simply access these methods just by extending this class, that is making parent and child relationship. So we have discussed this. Now time to discuss the types of inheritance today. Okay. So what are the types of inheritance? This is the advantage of inheritance. Now time for types. First one is single inheritance. Single inheritance. Second one is multi-level. Third one is hierarchical. Okay, some spelling, spelling right this kunde. Whatever. Rata. Multiple inheritance. In OOPS, we have these types of inheritance. Okay, multiple, and the last one is hybrid inheritance. So totally 5 inheritance types in OOPS concepts. But in Java, we use only single, multi-level, and hierarchical. Okay, multiple and hybrid are not supported by Java. Of course, we'll see what actually multiple and hybrid is. Uh, but these two are not supported by Java. Okay, same as multiple, hybrid also. Okay, not supported. In other languages like Python, I have no idea on Python, like CPP, other languages, they can be supporting, but here Java is not supported. I mean, multiple and hybrid are not supported in Java. Okay, now we shall see what is single, multi-level, and hierarchical. So single we have already seen. The example which we discussed the last time is single inheritance. So we have a class. When one class is derived from one class, I mean a single class, single parent and single child, simply saying one parent and one child. This is single inheritance. Okay, single inheritance. So one parent class and one child class, right? Suppose this is some parent class A and this is some parent class B. So actually it should be represented with an arrow symbol. You have to mention an arrow here. In some textbooks, the arrow would be downwards. anything is valid. Okay, but recommended this type only. Okay, in maximum of the standard textbooks, the arrow is upward. Okay, so here what happens, suppose here we have some five methods. Okay, assume I have two variables, that is two properties, and three methods. Assume three methods. Okay, in my class A, I have two variables and three methods, and in my class B, I have one variable and one method. So totally, how many variables and how many methods are here? The total is class B properties plus class A properties, because class A is parent class to child class. So totally here three variables, and four methods, right? So this is single inheritance. Okay. Now the second one is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance means generations. You can imagine this as generations. Suppose this is class A and this is some class B and class C and class D. So you can include any number of classes in these generations. Okay. So here class B is extending class A. That means class B is a child class of parent class A. Okay. Sorry. Class B is child class of parent class A. Next, class C is child class of class B, and class D is child class of class C. Okay, let me label. So this is class C and this is class D, right? So A is the parent class of class B, B is parent of class C is parent of class D. Okay, now we shall see what's the process here. Suppose here I have one variable and one method. Okay, the properties in A class are one variable and one method. Now in B, I have one variable and one method. So, ఇలాగా ప్రతి దాంట్లో ఒక వేరియబుల్ ఒక మెథడ్ అనుకుందాం. Next, same here also, one variable and one method, and even in D, one variable, one method. Assume this is our program. We have four classes. In each class, I have one variable and one method, and I have created a parental relationship between these classes. A is parent to B, B is parent to C is parent to D. So tell me, how many methods and how many variables do I have in B? The total properties in B are now two variables and two methods, because class B has parent class A. So the properties of this class A will be available to B class also. So totally it has two variables and two methods. One variable of itself and one variable of its parent class. One method of itself and one method of its parent class. Right? Next. Same way. Now tell me in class C, how many variables are there and how many methods are there? Chepu Vinita.
Sir,
Question వినలేదా?
how many variables are there? How many methods are there? Anna?
ఎందులో
C lo.
చెప్పు మరి.
One variable, one method. Three variables, three methods.
ఎందుకు? Why? హలో, నువ్వు చెప్పు పవిత్ర.
Sir, I think two variables.
Why two variables?
Because B is the parent of C, so B has only one variable.
B has one variable. No, B has totally two variables and two methods here.
Okay, so A also can be connected.
Yeah, this is like grandparent and parent relationship. B has parent class A. The properties of A are available to B, right? So now
Hmm.
totally two variables and two methods are in B class. And when
Okay.
C class is child to B, the C class will have totally three variables and three methods. It means, so this is your grandparent and this is your parent. All the properties of your grandparent and your parent are available to you, right?
Okay, sir.
One
Ah,
second, ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగండి. హలో. సో ఇక్కడ this is grandparent. A class is grandparent. B class is parent class. So anyhow, B class has two variables and two methods, right? In total. So therefore, obviously, C will have right to use these two variables and two methods. That means C has totally three variables and three methods. C is acquiring the properties of B class. B is acquiring the properties of A class. Therefore, C will have all the properties of A and B. Okay, so totally here I have three variables and three methods. Okay, clear? Now tell me how many variables and how many methods does D class have?
four variable. Wait. Oh,
That's it, four only. You
four.
just watch the
Two.
C class total. Okay, you just
Uh,
watch the C class total. So for that total, you just add these two. Okay, D class itself has one variable and one method, and total three variables and three methods in its parent class. Therefore, total it will have three variables and sorry, four variables and four methods, right? That's it. So this is what you call multi-level inheritance. Okay, multi-level inheritance. It out. Matram total one variable, one method because class A has no parent class. Here, the child class can access the members of the properties of parent class, but the parent class cannot access the properties of child class. Is that clear? What is the third one? Hierarchical inheritance. Okay, arrow la pettiyandi. This is extend symbol anamata. Okay, fine. Now the third one is hierarchical inheritance. Okay, ignore the spelling, please. Now, what is hierarchy? You know, right? So, one parent class, many child classes. This is hierarchical inheritance. Okay, you can have any number of child classes for one parent class. Assume here I have three. Okay, so just form the relation. Oh God, what's wrong with my mouse? Okay, so this is what you call, oh my, hierarchical inheritance. Okay, now, so class A, let us say the parent class is class A, class B, class C, and class D are child classes. Assume A has many properties. Okay, A is rich with its functionalities. So the class B, C, and D here in these class also we have the requirements of the properties of A class. So instead of writing them again, instead of defining them again, you just make these classes as child to class A. So now class B, class C, class D. These classes can acquire the methods, the members of class A. So this is what you call hierarchical inheritance. Okay. So now let us say if I have 200 methods, 200 methods in this class. Okay. Some 10, 20 variables and 200 methods. Now in class B, I have some 2 variables and 20 methods. They are specific to this class only. And here also in class C, I have some 5 variables and some 30 methods. Now in class D, I have some 3 variables and 10 methods. Now tell me 10 methods, right? Now tell me totally how many variables and methods are there in class B, class C and class D?
So total 20 variables and 200 methods.
Yes, exactly. Class A is parent class to B, therefore totally it has 22 variables and 2, 220 methods, right? 220 methods. ఎందుకంటే పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ మెంబర్స్ కూడా దీనికి అవైలబుల్ కదా, సో సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్. అండ్ ఇక్కడ సిలోని 25 వేరియబుల్స్ 230 మెథడ్స్, డిలో 23 వేరియబుల్స్ 210 మెథడ్స్. దట్స్ ఇట్. And there is no relation between B, C and D. Don't think there is a relation between B, C and D also. There is relation between A and B, A and C, A and D only. B, C and D have no relation. They are completely independent of each other. B can acquire the properties of A, same way C and D can also acquire the properties of A. Okay. So this is hierarchical inheritance. ఓకేనా, ఇక్కడ ఆర్ వస్తుంది అనుకుంటా, hierarchical something spelling. Okay, that's it. And what is the next one? Next one is, the fourth one is multiple inheritance, fifth one is hybrid inheritance. So let me take a new paint, new file. So multiple inheritance is the reverse of hierarchical inheritance. So what is that? That is many parent classes and one child class. Okay, the reverse of hierarchical inheritance. I have many superclasses and one subclass. So if a single subclass is acquiring the properties from many superclasses, this is multiple inheritance. Okay, here I have assumed some 100 functionalities, and here I have some 150 functionalities, and here I have some 50 functionalities. So this class is greedy. It wants to acquire all the functionalities of these 3 classes. Then it is trying to extend class A, class B, class C. Assume A, B, C, and this is D class. So when it extend more than one class, it is called multiple inheritance. Okay. So simply చెప్పాలంటే many parents, single child is multiple, one parent and many children is hierarchical. Okay. This is not supported by Java. ఎందుకు అంటే we shall see. So 10 marks question ఉంటుంది, why Java doesn't support multiple inheritance అని. సో దాన్ని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసిన తర్వాత, the last one is hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance is combination of hierarchical plus multiple. Okay, hierarchical inheritance plus multiple inheritance is hybrid inheritance. ఎలా అంటే, సో ఫస్ట్ hierarchical వేసేయండి diagram. Hierarchical means one parent and many children, right? So this is hierarchical inheritance. One parent class and many children classes. So when more than one class is acquiring properties of one class, it is hierarchical inheritance. And now what is multiple inheritance? When a single class is acquiring properties from multiple parent classes, it is multiple inheritance, right? Many children classes, many child classes acquiring properties from one parent class is hierarchical inheritance. Okay, this part is hierarchical inheritance. And one child class acquiring properties from many parent classes is multiple inheritance. So combination of these two is hybrid inheritance. As we know, multiple inheritance is not supported by Java. So therefore, hybrid inheritance is also not supported by Java. Clear? So types అర్థమైంది కదా అందరికి? Fine.
Yes.
So next example చూద్దాం. సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూసాం, మళ్ళీ చెప్తా. ఇది పైథాన్ ఫైల్. ఓకే, లెట్ మీ టేక్ జావా ఫైల్. ఓకే, లెట్ మీ టేక్ ఏ క్లాస్ సమ్ సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ చూపిస్తా మీకు, ఈ రికార్డ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. సో క్లాస్ సమ్ ఎంప్లాయ్. లెట్ us say we have class employee. This is my class. ఓకే, ఇది అగైన్ పైథాన్లోనే ఉంది ఫైల్. లెట్ మీ టేక్ ఎ న్యూ జావా ఫైల్. ఓకే ఫైన్, క్లాస్ ఎంప్లాయ్ ఉంది. నౌ కింద సమ్ క్లాస్ ప్రోగ్రామర్ ఉంది అనుకున్నాం. ఓకే, క్లాస్ ఎంప్లాయ్ అండ్ క్లాస్ ప్రోగ్రామర్ పక్కన పెట్టిన తర్వాత, so here in this class I have some properties. What are the properties? An employee will have name and some salary, and of course let us say the department number. Okay, or simply you can go for age. These are the properties of employee class. Of course, to initialize these properties we will use constructor, right? How many instance members are there here? Name, salary, age. So constructor will have three arguments. Constructor is used to initialize the instance members, right? So string n double d int a. Fine. So when you create an object, these three are these we will pass these three values, and from these three values we shall assign the instance variables. Okay, that is store the value inside n into name, store the value inside d into salary, assign the value inside a into age. Fine. This is the constructor. Okay, let us close it. Now let us define class programmer. I want to extend, I want to make a parent child relation. And how do you achieve inheritance in Java? Java in inheritance in Java is achieved by extends keyword. Okay, extends is the keyword to achieve inheritance in Java. Right? So extends, what is the syntax? Class name, extends parent class name. What is the parent class name here? EMP. So this is how you create parent child relationship. Extend is the keyword. This is the syntax. Now all these properties are available to programmer class because programmer class is child class to employee class. Now other than these three, what is a specific member to programmer? Here it need not to declare name, age and salary because all already they are being available to programmer class, right, from the EMP class, because EMP class has already these properties, so you need not to declare them again. Other than these three, if you want anything, declare them. Okay, suppose your parent has house and some gold. Your parent did not have vehicle, so now you need not to buy a new house, you need not to buy the gold again. Okay, కావాలని కొనుక్కోలే, మామూలు చెప్తున్నా. So when you already have house, your parent has house, so you will not buy house, right? You will buy some vehicle for yourself because vehicle is not there. Alaga, other than name and name, age, salary, what is specialty to programmer? Let us say some incentive, some bonus laga, something. Okay, let me declare some bonus variable. Okay, salary కాకుండా, so all employees will have salary, but programmer will have some extra bonus, extra incentives, allowances అనుకుందాం. Okay, some allowance అని రాద్దాం, ఇది ఎక్స్ట్రా వీడికి. So now that's it. So totally he has four variables now, four properties. Now let me take a class, a main class. Class 2 have main method. So the class name is something, some single inheritance kada si and pedutunna. Okay, si is my class name. Now inside the main method, let me create object to programmer class. So programmer some p1 equals to new programmer. God. Okay, but here we need to assign some values, right? We need to send the data through constructor. So let me have a constructor here for programmer class. Programmer. How many values are there here? I mean, how many instance variables? One. So let me say some double elements kada a anukuntuna. Al. Let us say the variable name is al. But here the thing is, what my intention is, I want to pass all the values. Programmer is an employee, right? Programmer is an employee, so he will have some name. Yes, some name of the employee. He will have some salary. Yes, some salary of the employee. Okay, he will have some age. Yes, some age. And also he's a programmer, right? Some allowances. Some allowances ఉన్నాయి ఇలా. But here this is a constructor call to programmer class. Constructor call to the programmer class. But how many arguments do we have here? Just one. Is it possible? This will create me an error. Okay, if I declare the constructor in this way with only single argument, but here I am passing the four values: name, salary, age, and allowance. This is no constructor is defined to accept that. Therefore, what will you do is you define a constructor with four arguments. Okay, just let me confuse avukandi chudandi just. So first argument is to take name, second argument is to take the salary. Okay, third argument is to take the name, fourth argument, now the argument is to take the allowances. Okay, no semicolon here. So now what you do is allowance ఉంది కదా, here we have the variable allowance. So into this allowance, let me pass this al. Okay, so 10,000 something is assigned to al. I'm passing this al to this allowance instance variable, because the purpose of constructor is to assign the instance variables only. Okay, then what about the remaining three arguments? These three variables are here, right? The process of assigning name, salary, age is in constructor of parent class, not in the constructor of child class. Okay, in the child class I have written a code to assign the allowance variable only, but to assign the name, age, and salary, the code is written in parent class, right? Therefore, pass these three arguments, that is the n, s, and a, in which you have name, salary, and age, to the parent class. And how you pass these three variables to the parent class? You need to call parent class constructor. That's it. Call parent class constructor. అంటే లైన్ రాయాలి. ఇదేంటి ఇది వచ్చింది? అర్థమైందా? ఇక్కడ పాయింట్ అర్థమైందా? I have parent class and child class. In my parent class, I have three properties: name, salary, age. And I have defined a constructor which will assign these three variables. Okay. In the child class programmer, I have only one variable, allowance. To assign this variable allowance, I have written the constructor. Okay. But here, when the programmer object is created, programmer is also an employee, right? He will have the name, age, salary, allowance, everything. So during the object creation itself, I'm passing the data. But here in my child class constructor, if I just declare to read the allowance variable, to read the allowance input, it is not possible because I am passing four arguments here, right? Therefore, you need to take all the four arguments because at the time of object creation, you are mentioning all the data. So the constructor has to receive all the variables here, all the data here. Okay. So after receiving, how many variables do we have here? Just allowance variable is there. So assign the allowance data to this allowance variable. And what about the remaining three data? The assignment of the remaining three data, that is the name, age, salary, is not inside the child class constructor. It is inside the parent class constructor. Therefore, you just pass these three data to the parent class only, that is call to superclass constructor. And the syntax for calling superclass constructor is, now the point is syntax to call superclass constructor. Yesterday in the previous class we have seen how to call a constructor from another constructor, okay, of the same class. Yesterday this keyword was used to call constructor of one class, constructor of the same class, right? We have defined three or four constructors of the same class. So from one constructor to another constructor to make a call, we use it this keyword. But here I am going to call parent class constructor from child class. So for that, the keyword is super. Okay, this is the keyword. Super is the keyword. Yesterday we have seen this, right? This keyword is used to call the constructor of the same class from one constructor. Okay, but here super is the keyword to call constructor of parent class. This is the call to superclass constructor. But if I call this way, this is nothing but call to zero argument constructor. జాగ్రత్తగానండి. This is call to zero argument constructor. But how many argument constructors is there in the parent class? It is a three augmented constructor. In parent class, I do not have zero argument constructor. I have three augmented constructor. So therefore, I need to pass the three augments. This is called to zero augment constructor of the superclass, but there is no zero augment constructor. There is three augmented constructor. Therefore, pass three augments. That is, what is our requirement? We need to pass the name, salary, and age. So pass N, S, and A. N has the name, that is Navya. S has the salary 50,000. A has the age 25. So pass these values to the superclass constructor. So N and S and A will be passed to parent class, and AL, it just belongs to specifically to this programmer class, right? All the employees will have name, age, and salary, but only programmers have the allowances. Okay, assume along the one program. Then you just assign this AL to allowance of this class, and the remaining pass it to the employee class. Okay, so this is called to superclass constructor. Okay, call to superclass constructor. So once the object is created for the programmer class, P1 object is created, the four values are being passed to the constructor programmer. Now, out of these four, three augments are passed to the parent class constructor, and one augment is assigned to allowance, the variable of the child class itself. Now, when N, S, A are passed to the superclass constructor EMP into N, D, and A of EMP constructor. Now, from these, the instance variables of the parent class are assigned. ఓకే. సో ఎన్ నుండి నవ్య ఎన్‌కి వచ్చింది కదా! ఈ ఎన్ నుండి ఈ ఎన్‌కి వచ్చింది. సాలరీ 50,000 ఎస్ నుండి డీకి వచ్చింది. ఏజ్ 25 ఈ ఏ నుండి ఈ ఏకి వచ్చింది. సో వీటి నుండి మళ్ళీ దీనికి అసైన్ అవుతుంది. జస్ట్ ఇక్కడ ఏం లేదు కాన్సెప్ట్ కన్‌స్ట్రక్టర్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ నుండి ఇన్‌స్టెన్స్ వేరియబుల్‌కి అసైన్ చేయడం. జస్ట్ అసైనింగ్ ద ఇన్‌స్టెన్స్ వేరియబుల్ ఫ్రమ్ ద కన్‌స్ట్రక్టెడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్. బట్ ద ఓన్లీ థింగ్ ఈస్ ఐ యామ్ పాసింగ్ ఇట్ టు చైల్డ్ క్లాస్ టు పేరెంట్ క్లాస్. దట్స్ ఇట్. ద ఓన్లీ న్యూ థింగ్ ఈస్ దిస్ పాయింట్. దట్స్ ఇట్. Now, the instance variables name, age, salary, allowance are assigned. Now it's time to display the contents. Let me create one more one more object. P2. Okay. blah. Mm, okay, so two objects are created. Now let us display. Let me write a method. In which class? Programmer class. So let us say the method is void display. And this method is responsible to display the contents of the class. Contents of the object. So let me take system dot out dot println. So name is some concatenate name. Is it valid or invalid, Shreya? What are the instance variables here? Only one variable, allowance. Okay, ఇది ఒక్కటే ఉంది. Let me write here at the beginning. మీకు ఇదే కదా అలవాటు. Okay, one variable, one constructor, and now one method. So I can write, I can access the instance variable of programmer class in the instance method. Okay, allowance is the instance variable of programmer class. Display is the instance method of programmer class. Both are belonging to the same class. So allowance can be accessed in the display method. కానీ ఇక్కడ నేను నేమ్ యాక్సెస్ చేస్తున్నాను. నేమ్ బిలాంగ్స్ టు విచ్ క్లాస్? నేమ్ బిలాంగ్స్ టు ఎంప్లాయ్ క్లాస్. నేమ్ ఈజ్ అన్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ వేరియబుల్ ఆఫ్ ఈఎంపీ క్లాస్. సో ఈజ్ ఇట్ వ్యాలిడ్ ఆర్ ఇన్వాలిడ్?
వ్యాలిడ్ సార్.
ఎందుకు?
పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ కదా.
Yes,
పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ అన్ని చైల్డ్ క్లాస్ బిలాంగ్.
exactly. సో ఇక్కడ మనం డయాగ్రామ్ చూసాం కదా. All the parent class variables methods are available to child class also. Therefore, we can access the name, age, and salary, the variable instance variables of the parent class. Okay. So name के बाद let us say age. Age. Salary, total salary పడేస్తున్నా. So SAL plus allowance. Allowance is the programmer class variable. Okay, so total salary అని పెడతాను సెపరేట్గా కాకుండా. Just sum them. That's it. Total salary. Okay, ఇది చెప్పాను కదా, కాన్కాటినేషన్ ఎనీథింగ్ విత్ స్ట్రింగ్ విల్ బికమ్ స్ట్రింగ్. సో మెన్షన్ ఇట్ ఇన్ బ్రాకెట్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ మెథడ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోగ్రామర్ క్లాస్. సో ఇక్కడ ఓన్లీ మీకు కొత్త కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటంటే కాల్ టు సూపర్ క్లాస్. ఎస్టర్డే ఐ హ్యావ్ ఫర్గాటన్ టు tell this point. I just given you this keyword example to call constructor of the same class from one constructor. Okay, same class constructor నుండి ఇంకో కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ కాల్ చేయడం చెప్పా, బట్ ఐ ఫర్గాట్ టు టెల్ యూ టు కాల్ సూపర్ క్లాస్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్. ఓ యా, ఎందుకంటే నేను ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లేదు కదా. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫర్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్, సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్. So this is how you call a superclass constructor. Here we have some rules. The call to superclass must be the first statement in the constructor. Okay, if I give this as second or third line or any line other than one, it will generate me error. The rule is the call to superclass constructor should be the first statement in the constructor, and you can call a superclass constructor from the constructor only. Okay, don't think this line can be written somewhere here or here or here, anywhere. No, the call to superclass constructor must be inside the constructor only, and the call to superclass must be the first statement. Okay, call to any constructor, even constructor of the same class also requires as first statement. Yesterday we gave this keyword as the first statement, right? So this is the rule. Remember, two rules. Call to constructor should be inside the constructor only, and the constructor call should be the first statement in the constructors. Okay, so ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తాను, I have created object. So మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నా, I have a class, parent class EMP. In that I have name, salary, age, three variables, three instance variables, and I have a class programmer, and it is child to EMP class. So anyway, we are going to have programmer, some staff, administration staff, or some. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఇది కాలేజ్ అనుకో, కాలేజ్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ అనుకున్నాం. ఇది టీచింగ్ స్టాఫ్, తర్వాత నాన్ టీచింగ్ స్టాఫ్, అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ స్టాఫ్, ఇలా ఉంటుంది కదా. So all the employees will have name, age, salary. That is why I have given the common properties in the employee class. And the properties which are specific to specific to programmer or some teaching, non-teaching, they should be declared in those classes itself. Okay, allowance is only belonging to programmer class. Assume our department, our company lo allowance is only programmers ka untadani cover kundadu. Therefore, I need to declare this here. Okay, anyway, it is extending employee class. Therefore, name, age, salary is already available here. So, మీరు ఇక్కడ declare చేసినా చేయకపోయినా ఉన్నట్టే లెక్క. Okay, so next what I am doing when I am creating the object of the programmer class, I am passing the name, age, salary and bonus. Okay, but according to the code, I need to have a 4 augmented constructor because the programmer object has 4 values, 4 data, right? Name, age, salary and bonus. So therefore, I am defining a constructor of 4 augment. And we know constructors are used to initialize the instance members. Yes, I am initializing the allowance to the variable allowance of programmer class. Then what about the name, salary and age? Yes, name, age and salary are also belonging to this programmer class from EMP, because EMP variables are acquired as programmer class. You can initialize them here also. But according to the code, we need to pass it to the superclass constructor because the initialization process is being done here in its parent class constructor. If you write the code of initialization here itself, you can do. But the code of initializing the instance members is in EMP constructor, the parent class constructor. Therefore, I need to pass these 3 variables, these 3 values to the superclass constructor. And how do you pass? The question is how to pass. It is not a method or something. It's a constructor, a superclass constructor. And how means with the keyword super of bracket. Okay, if you just pass like this will be called to 0 augment constructor. If you pass like this, it is a call to 3 augment constructor. We have 3 augment constructor right there. So therefore I am passing these 3 augments, name, salary and age. Now they will be passed to these constructor variables, and from those they are assigning to instance variables of name, age, salary, instance variables of the employee class. So ikkada assign ayina, they are automatically available to programmer class, right? Assigning process done in the parent class, but they are available to the programmer class also. Of which object? Of P1 object. Don't think they are going to parent class means they belong to some other. No, the name Navya 50,025 are being assigned in the parent class, but they are available to child class in object P1. And next time passing some string Pavitra 60,026. These are also being assigned in the parent class constructor, but they are available in P2 because when the object P2, P1 are created, the instance members of programmer class allowance will be loaded into P1. Also, the instance members name, age, salary are also loaded to P1. Okay, when objects of programmer class are created, the instance members of the programmer class as well as the parent class EMP are loaded to these objects P1, P2. So P1 has name, age, salary, allowance. P2 has name, age, salary, allowance. Only the initialization process I am doing it in parent class and child class in both classes, just to show you how to call superclass constructor. Okay, now it's time to call the display method. P1
Sir?
dot, yeah.
ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్ గా సెపరేట్ గా డిస్ప్లే చేయడానికి అవ్వదా సార్? అంటే
సెపరేట్ గా డిస్ప్లే అవుద్ది.
అంటే
అప్పుడు నువ్వు 2 సార్లు కాల్ చేయాలి. ఇఫ్ యూ రైట్ డిస్ప్లే method for employee class as well as child class, you need to call the both methods. Okay, no,
అంటే రెండిటికి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలా సార్?
No. The point is, you're saying, can we write display method here in parent class? Yes, you can write. Then you can only display name, salary, age. Okay, assume you have written a method display here to display name, age, salary, and also a display method, second display method here to display allowance. Therefore, what you need to do is you need to call p1 dot display 1 and p1 dot display 2. అంటే ఇక్కడ రెండు సార్లు డిస్ప్లే కాల్ చేయాలి, డిస్ప్లే మెథడ్ ఆఫ్ పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ అండ్ డిస్ప్లే మెథడ్ ఆఫ్ చైల్డ్ క్లాస్. సో వేస్ట్ కదా. ఐ జస్ట్ వాంట్ టు డిస్ప్లే ద మెంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ that object. Okay, display the properties of the details of the programmer. So instead of writing 2 different methods, you just simply write it in the child class and display all the methods once. ఇలా
అంటే సార్
better కదా.
ఇప్పుడు సూపర్ సూపర్ క్లాస్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ కాల్ చేయకుండా సెపరేట్ గా పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ కి ఒక కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి చైల్డ్ క్లాస్ కి ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి అలా చేయడానికి అవ్వదా సార్? అంటే ఇక్కడ కాల్
అవుతుంది
కదా,
అవుతుంది అప్పుడు అది ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అవుతుంది కదా.
అంటే అలా కూడా చేయొచ్చు సార్ ఇప్పుడు ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్.
ఒక పంచే నువ్వు చెప్తే నాకు అర్థం కాల, నువ్వు రాయి ఏమనుకుంటున్నావు. ఇది నేను ఇక్కడ జస్ట్ సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూపించడానికి చేస్తా. అంటే నీ డౌట్ ఏంటి, పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ కాకుండా చైల్డ్ క్లాస్లోనే నేమ్ ఏజ్ శాలరీ
అంటే
ఎంత
సార్
చెప్తామన్నా.
పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ లో మనం నేమ్ అవి ఇచ్చాం సార్. మనం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఫోర్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ పాస్ చేసాం, కానీ క్లాస్ లో ఒక వేరియబుల్ మాత్రమే ఉంది కదా. సో అక్కడ ఫోర్ వేరియబుల్స్ పెట్టుకొని 4 ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ పెట్టుకొని సూపర్ క్లాస్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ కాల్ చేసాం. అలా కాకుండా సింగిల్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్ చైల్డ్ క్లాస్ కి పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ కి 3 ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ తో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి చేయొచ్చా అని అడుగుతున్నా.
చేయొచ్చు కానీ అది కంప్లీట్లీ సెపరేట్గా అవుతుంది కదా, అప్పుడు కలిపి అవ్వట్లా. అది దాన్ని సింపుల్గా అయిపోయేదాన్ని నువ్వు పెద్దగా రాస్తున్నట్టు కోడ్. సింగిల్ లైన్తో అయిపోతున్న కోడ్ని P1 రాసి ఎలవెన్స్ పంపించి మళ్ళీ ఎంప్లాయీ క్లాస్కి E1 రాసి పంపిస్తావు. 2 డిఫరెంట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ నువ్వు మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నట్టు ఒక్క ఎంప్లాయీ డేటాకి. అర్థమైందా?
ఓకే, అయితే సింపుల్ గా అయిపోతుంది, అది కాంప్లికేట్ అవుతుంది కదా సార్.
అంటే అదే ఒకే ఎంప్లాయీకి టు స్టోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఆఫ్ వన్ ఎంప్లాయీ యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్ 2 ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్. అక్కర్లేదు కదా, జస్ట్ యూ కెన్ టేక్ 1 ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అండ్ స్టోర్ ఆల్ ద డీటెయిల్స్ ఇన్ దట్ ఇలాగా.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, సో P1 డాట్ డిస్ప్లే and P2 dot display. Okay, before that just the details are and print చేద్దాం. EMP జావాలోనా MSCSలో రాద్దాం. So run it. Tell me, which class name should I mention here, programmer or EMP? Fast చెప్పండి. Programmer or EMP?
EMP అనుకుంటున్నాను సార్.
Listen, రెండు కాదు. My main method is inside SI. I told you you can have any number of classes, but you need to mention the class which has main method. Okay, so SI ఇవ్వాలి, because from main method only execution begins. Okay, the details are Navya 25, total salary 60, Pavitra 26, total salary 75. స్పేస్ పెట్టుకోండి కావాలంటే ఇక్కడ నేమ్కి ముందు ఇక్కడ 2 లైన్స్ పెడేస్తే వస్తుంది. SI మాత్రమే ఇవ్వాలి, ఎందుకంటే SIలో మెయిన్ మెథడ్ ఉంది. క్లియర్? దట్స్ ఇట్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫర్ సింగిల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్. సో వీ షల్ సీ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ multi-level inheritance tomorrow. Okay na? Any doubts?
No
Sir,
sir, no doubts.
సార్ డైరెక్ట్ గా కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ నేమ్ తో కాల్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది?
అది సింటాక్స్ కాదు, ఇన్వాలిడ్. అది
అంటే పనిచేయదా?
చేయదు. ఎక్కడ అంటే ఎలా, ఏం చెప్తున్నావు?
మీరు సూపర్ కీవర్డ్ యూస్ చేసి కాల్ చేశారు కదా పేరెంట్.
అవదు.
అంటే సింటాక్స్ అర్థనా?
సింటాక్స్ అంటే యూ కెన్ మెన్షన్ ద కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ నేమ్ అట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేషన్ ఓన్లీ. ఇలాంటి టైంలోనే పెడతావు తప్ప అదర్ దాన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేషన్ యూ కెనాట్ కాల్ ద కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ డైరెక్ట్లీ విత్ ఇట్స్ నేమ్. Okay, constructor can be called in 2 cases. One is at the time of object creation. at the time of object creation with the constructor name. And second case enti, within a constructor you can call another constructor. Then either you should use the super keyword or this keyword. This keyword is used to call the constructor of the same class. Super keyword is used to call the constructor of super class. Ante. Okay, ఇక్కడ ఈఎంపీ అని పెడితే అవ్వదు, అది మెథడ్ అనుకుంటుంది, ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది, వ్యాలిడ్ కాదు, సింటాక్స్ అలా లేదు. ఓకే, చూడు ఇక్కడ ఎర్రర్. Constructor EMP in class EMP cannot be applied to given types. That's it. Okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, leave.